Welcome to a new Let's Play series. We're going to be playing a collaborative Dominions 4 beta game. The game will actually be launched by the time that you guys are most likely seeing most of these episodes. I'm going to introduce, we're actually playing multiplayer. We've got two YouTubers plus a representative from Illwinter, Illwinter being the developers of the game. So I'll start by introducing Pew Pew Choo Choo. So you want to say hello?
Hey folks, I'll be playing up inside the north near Aramor.
Yep, and next we have Tokshen.
Hello, everybody. I'm playing as a Vinar, so I'm going to be positioned here in the south central.
And finally, we've got Joe from representing Illwinter.
Hey, everybody. I'll be playing the cold flying people, and I'll be centered right in the middle of the map.
And my name's Daz24680, and I'll be playing in the very protected area at the back here as Vanheim. And anyway, so that's where we sort of arrayed with this particular game. It's going to be east versus west in one sense, but it's also going to be hot versus cold. Someone want to maybe talk a little bit about the setup?
Talk a little bit about Harry and Katy Perry.
About who?
What?
Nothing.
What?
You never heard
What's on
that
your mind
song?
tonight?
No.
You've thrown us all off.
You guys never heard that song by Katy Perry about you're hot?
I didn't realize you were such a big Katy Perry fan. But now I have something to make fun of you about forever.
No, I don't know this song.
What?
You guys just want to go through
You'll have to sing it now, Pew Pew Choo Choo. That's
Yeah.
the rules.
No.
Sing it loud, sing it proud.
YouTube's gonna have a problem with it. It's gonna be like copyright.
No, I'm sure they'll let it go through.
Yeah. Actually, it has to sound like it's not parody, you know, so...
You're hot and you're cold, you're just in your no. And I don't know how
That's
it
enough,
goes
that's
after
enough.
That is terrible.
All right. Yeah, I think I know what song you're talking about now. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad.
Okay, let's get back to the game.
All right.
So, do you guys just want to go through your initial strategies?
Yeah, let's start at the top. So, Pew Pew Choo Choo, do you want to sort of start with who you're playing and what your approach will be and where you're sort of looking on the map?
All right. Well, we will be. Yeah, I'll be playing as Jotunhelm inside the north, and I'm quite far away from the rest of the players over here, but that might be all right, seeing as how I'm playing the faction consisting almost exclusively of giant people, and these guys have more health than the usual soldiers. A little less on the armor, but my faction should be really strong in the early game simply because of their great lineup of troops, so I should be able to hold the front over here. Yeah. And yeah,
I want to talk a little bit about the choke points around you. It was an interesting discussion before we started recording, actually.
Yeah, so present on this map are quite a lot of mountain passes and quite a lot of rivers. In the center of the map, you'll see here that there's a forest area rather, called the Old Elder Gate, and surrounding it is an entire set of mountains actually. So these mountains kind of create a little U in the middle of the map, which separates the map into two real choke points, one on the left flank and one on the right flank. So I have an area on the top portion of the map here called the Smolder Cone and region, which is going to be a big choke point inside the north. Now, we expect the AI factions to be on the other side of this mountain wall, so holding these choke points will be quite essential.
And one of the interesting things about that is that because we're playing the cold race, the mountain, if we can get cold around those mountain passes, we're going to be able to actually block off those mountain passes and make them impassable. If the HOTS team, which is the AI, if they can get there, the mountain passes will be open and then they'll be able to actually come through. So, yeah, it's a very interesting dynamic throughout, as you say, around that Smolder Cone area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if they can get through the Smolder Cone into the central old forest, we may be looking pretty bad. If they melt that pass, you see the one I'm talking about?
The one that leads from the Smolder Cone into the forest area.
Yeah.
What I like to call my land.
Yeah, this is where Joe is. Joe, do you want to talk a little bit about your strategy and your race?
Sure, I'm going to be playing the Kalim. They're a flying race of somewhat weak individual troops, but, hopefully we can overwhelm them with numbers. The most important thing about them is that they can fly, which means, unlike everybody else, I can go over those mountains. So, I'll be providing sort of swing support to everybody, hopefully, assuming nobody has spawned near me, and it presents a bigger threat. But hopefully, if all goes as planned, I'll be able to move my troops quickly and efficiently to reinforce wherever we need it. So
that's actually a big bonus, actually having you in the middle of the map in that sense, isn't it? Really, but it's also a bit of a negative with the weakness of the troops. So it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see how it all turns out. But in addition to my disciple is the Ghost King, so he floats. I don't know if he'll be able to fly over the mountains. I don't think he can. So it might be a trouble with that as well. But we'll see.
We may be able to build like flying carpets or something for him.
Yeah, we can overcome that at some point in the game. But early on, the objective for my Ghost King is going to be him chucking magic in the backfield, seeing how that goes. So we'll see. He'll be casting acid spells and such.
And so tucked in behind you is actually my race. So I'm playing Vanheim in the back here. It would have probably been better if we had swapped location somehow, but it is what it is. So my race essentially will be just sort of think Vikings, I guess, is really the underlying thing. As I think most of us are sort of playing Norse races. So and my particular guy is also the pretender of our side. We chose him to be the pretender because he starts with Cold 1, and we're playing as Cold 3, which means that we get a few extra points to buff our units if he's a pretender. So I've just chosen a monolith to do that. And then across, we'll go to Tokshen.
Hello, everyone. I am playing the Venaris race, and my initial strategy is going to be going and securing one of those choke points we talked about earlier. I'm going to go for the one on the eastern flank, north of the Carnutes forest. That's my goal. Now, the AI could have spawned between me and there, so if that happens, then we'll have to take care of that. And quickly go over my disciple. I chose the Master Lich and heavily invested him into death magic so that I would have a route into having like undead auxiliary forces. And with the undead, we've actually talked about this before the recording, I can actually go into these water tiles with undead and conquer those basically for free, because none of the AI factions have amphibian or underwater troops natively anyway. So that's going to be my initial strategy.
Sounds good. Okay. And so I guess, is there anything else we needed to talk through as an introduction to the game, or are we sort of happy with where that actually is?
The objective of the game is to, of course, ascend to godhood by conquering or forcing out the opponents with your dominion, which are represented by these little white candles you're seeing. In case someone's brand spanking new to this.
And the Thrones of Ascension is the style of game that we're playing as well. We should maybe just talk a little bit about that. What we're doing is we've got 15 Throne of Ascension points on the map, and the winning side will need to control 10 of those points. One of the thrones is worth 3 points. 2 or 3, actually, I think, are worth 2 points, and the rest of them are worth 1 point. So they're progressively more difficult to take over depending on their level, but I guess that's how we'll be winning the game. But as Joe mentioned, really the battle is going to be pushing Dominion back and forth, trying to sort of control which is, as you say, the name of the game.
Right on.
I think we should also talk a little bit about the blessing bonuses that the actual Pretender God distills upon select units.
Oh, good point. Yep. So with the Pretender, what we ended up choosing, as I say, we've got the hot and cold with the actual, we'll be cold 3, they're going to be hot 3, so it's going to be of interest. But the actual magic that was chosen, and I don't have the list in front of me, so I'm going to have to rely on one of you guys to actually go through the specifics, I think.
Well, I believe you had very high earth magic, which is going to give a big armor bonus to everybody.
Yeah,
I think it was protection 5,
and then protection 5, so 5 extra
reinvigoration,
armor.
4,
yeah, reinvigoration and hit
magic
points 5.
resistance, I think it
Right,
was
yeah.
magic resistance 1 too.
There's magic
Right.
resistance 1, which is pretty minor, but also hit points +5, which is major for some of us,
I'm
and
gonna
less
love
major
it.
for others.
Yeah, that's definitely actually going to... All of the bonuses are actually going to help me up here just kind of be by myself. Because my guys are a little under average on armor, but they have a lot of health, so I can really tank up with those benefits.
Yeah, hopefully it'll give you enough protection to keep your health, your units from dying, basically, is the key, because your units individually are more expensive. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We will see.
And it is going to be interesting because three of us, I think, have got pretty reasonable sacred units, but Joe, you don't, do you? You're once again, you've sort of you've got the hard slog ahead of you, I think.
Well, it's not that the Caitlyn Temple Guards. It's not that they're bad units. They're they have 17 protection natively and 15 defense, which gives them pretty beefy stats. But the problem is they cost 42 resources each.
Ooh.
So it's pretty hard to recruit a lot of them.
Lucky you started in the mountains.
Yeah, you gotta glob up all of that forest and mountain.
Yeah, I'm gonna be working on trying to get enough resources to build up an army of those. In the meantime, I'm gonna be using mammoths as my primary unit. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, we might call this episode to a close and then continue on with the actual game itself, if you guys agree.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Sure, let's go.
Okay. Well, join us next time, guys. We're all going to be recording individually what we do. They'll be on our different channels. I'll no doubt we'll have links to each other's channels and things, and the Let's Play series or the playlist. So join us for those. Thanks for watching.